What's up, awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys. It has been maybe about a month since my last video, maybe almost 2 months. A lot of things have happened, obviously, with the coronavirus going around, that's kind of put a damper on the world. But that, for me, I'm healthy, I'm safe, everything's great. That part, again, I'm healthy and I hope everybody else is healthy and staying safe. A lot of videos I'm going to be doing going forward, so you're going to see a lot from me. So hopefully, you look forward to that. But for me, personally, the store that I have been working at for 6 years, and I'll say it, family video, I've been working there for 6 years. Is shutting down. So that is hard for me. I've been kind of going through that the last, month and a half. So I've been busy, getting that store ready to close down. Last day is coming up and, just kind of, getting ready to close that chapter of my life. So that's been hard for me. Been super busy with that and with life. But I have so many videos I want to do. I'm going to continue on with my Blu-ray 4K collection videos, which this is the second part. Sorry it took so long. Again, life just happens. But I have a lot I want to do for you guys, and with businesses kind of shutting down for a while, except for, the essential ones, I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands. And so I thought, why not make some videos until, things kind of get back to normal for everybody. But let's get started. This is going to be a part 2 of my Blu-ray / 4K collection, and it's the letter B. I have a lot of B titles. I have a lot of the letter B titles, and I'm going to go over them, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll probably have another video this weekend. So again, a lot of time on my hands coming up, but I hope you guys enjoy the videos. I'm going to enjoy making them. So let's get started. I'm going to go with the box sets first. I don't know how I did it the last time, but the first box that I have is the Bourne trilogy, the first 3 Bourne movies. Matt Damon, I love the Matt Damon movies, so good. The first 3 are definitely the best out of the whole entire franchise. I go and watch these every couple of years. I'll watch the whole franchise, check them out. These are movies that me and my dad actually will go to the theaters and watch together. He's not a big movie fan. He doesn't watch them a lot like I do. But these are movies that we have, cherished memories with. So, yeah. Bourne, the first Bourne films, absolutely love those. Next box set is the Back to the Future trilogy box set. This is the UK set. I really love the packaging and the design. Most importantly, just because I love that they are all in individual cases and their artworks are pretty much the original artworks. You got the first film, the second movie, and the third movie. I have yet to see I take that back. I've seen these on Blu-ray, but I haven't seen these movies in a long time. So I'm thinking with, me being at home for a while, I think it's time to revisit these movies. I love watching these films and the Jurassic Park movies just because I'm a big Universal Studios theme park fan. I love going, on the tour, and that's always fun for me when I go to California. So it always gets me in the mood when I watch these movies. So yeah, gonna check those out soon. Again, the Best Buy exclusive Batman 4K Steelbook tin, which is awesome. Love this. Got it for a really good price. What's so funny though is 2 weeks later, I go to Best Buy and it's cheaper than it was on the website. But can't complain. They all look really good on 4K. And this is a really cool set. I love the Steelbook set. I'll open it up and show you what they look like if you haven't seen them yet. You got the first movie there, which is a really cool Steelbook. It's blue. Very nice. The inside's pretty simple. Nothing big. I think you do get an image of the Batmobile, which is awesome. So very nice there. And it looked really good on 4K. So nice transfer for that. Then you got Batman Returns, which is my favorite out of this box set. I love this movie. I like the purple that they went with. Very cool. And I think, again, you just get pictures of the Batmobiles in each one of them. So, very nice. Then you got Batman Forever, which I rewatched these on 4K again, and I really enjoy Batman Forever. You know, it's definitely campier than the first two Tim Burton movies, but it definitely has a mix of Joel Schumacher and Tim Burton there, being that Tim Burton did produce the movie. So, yeah, I really enjoy this movie. I have a lot of fun with it. Good time for that. And, you know, Batman and Robin, this was the first, I think the first Batman movie I saw in theaters. I might have saw Batman Forever, but I remember seeing this one in theaters. And it's campy as all be. It's goofy. It's not even great, but I do have a good time with it from time to time. I don't watch it a lot. You know, if I'm having a Batman marathon or if I'm wanting to watch the, you know, 80s and 90s Batman movies, I'm going to put this on. But the 4K looked really good, so, and I do like the red. So, they did a really good job with this set. If you are wanting to pick it up, if you could still get it, it's worth getting. I think it's under $100, so that's not bad for 4Ks. That kind of almost, you know, is like the price you would pay for the individual box set or the standard 4Ks. So, yeah, in my opinion, it's worth getting if you don't have it yet. Let me get a drink of water real quick. But yeah, it's worth getting. I enjoy it. And again, I enjoy those movies, and it was fun rewatching them on 4K. They all looked really good overall. Going on to the standard Blu-rays, let's get started. Baby Driver on 4K. I've yet to see this movie. Again, with everything going on, I'm going to watch a lot of movies that I haven't seen yet. So, but Baby Driver, yeah, I got that one for Christmas. Bad Times at the El Royale. Really good movie. I actually really enjoyed this movie a lot. Very underrated. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend it. And for me, it reminds me of Quentin Tarantino's, you know, earlier films and like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where you have all these characters in this one place and they all have different storylines going on. But yeah, Bad Times at El Royale, definitely a must if you've yet to watch it. Not Batman, Bambi, there we go, Bambi, classic Bambi movie, or classic Disney movie, great movie there. Signed copy of The Barn. I'm a slasher fan, so it's signed by the director, and also the director played the Boogeyman, which is that character right there. Sorry about the glare, but very cool. Basic Instinct and Basic Instinct 2. I have them both. Basic Instinct Classic, love that movie. Basic Instinct 2 is just campy fun. Was a sequel needed? No, but if you enjoy camp, then I think you'll enjoy the movie. So, I enjoyed those movies quite a bit. Love the first movie. Then we got some other Batman movies. You first got the Christopher Nolan trilogy right there. Love them. Batman Begins, great film. Started off a great trilogy and definitely revamped the Batman, you know, films again. Again, you know, with Batman and Robin, I don't completely hate it, but definitely it needed to be improved. And so we got Batman Begins, and I love it. Great origin story. The Dark Knight, one of my favorite films. Definitely in my top 5 favorite films of all time. So good. Saw it twice in theaters. Saw it when it first came out, and I re-watched it in theaters when they were having a, you know, Christopher Nolan trilogy marathon. So, but yeah, The Dark Knight, love that film. And The Dark Knight Rises, kind of underrated. You know, some people either love it or hate it. I love the film. I thought it was a great ending to Nolan's trilogy. Very tragic, of course, when it came out with the shooting that happened. You know, heartbreaking, but as a movie, it is great. If you you know, weren't a fan of it the first time you saw it, go back and rewatch it. Great film. And it's a really good, again, conclusion to his trilogy. Then we got one of my favorite movies. I know a lot of people don't like this, but I love this movie, especially the director's cut. And I'm a big fanboy. I have 3 different editions of this movie. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. You get the theatrical cut and the director's cut. I saw the theatrical cut twice in theaters, and I really enjoy the movie. However, the director's cut is the way to go if you're going to watch this film. So if you have yet to go back and rewatch it and say you only saw the theatrical cut, go back and watch the director's cut. For me, it's a far better movie. It's 3 hours long, but it goes by really quick, and the scenes that they added back in the movie make the film better. It flows better. The story is much better. And it's amazing how a director's cut can be better than the theatrical cut. So, but yeah, got the 4K there. And like I said, I'm a fanboy. So I got the Blu-ray Steelbook from Best Buy. And got this for $12. This thing goes for like almost $30 now, but I was at a used movie store. They had it. The Target Digibook, which is awesome. And Wonder Woman is on the back. So definitely go back, rewatch it. Like I said, if you haven't seen it since the theaters, go and watch the director's cut, because that is the best one to watch. Speaking of campy fun, I enjoy this movie for its camptasticness, and that is Battleship. Yes, got it for $1.99 at work. So, yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. If you like the Transformers films, it's pretty much Transformers in the ocean. That's how I describe it. But, yeah, I have a good time with this movie, so I'm weird. I have weird taste. Speaking of a movie that I've not seen yet, but kind of got mixed reviews, I have a coworker who really enjoyed the film. So for $3.95 at Dollar General, Beautiful Creatures. Got this one recently. I have yet to watch it. Don't really know too much about it. I remember seeing the trailer when the movie came out, but that's all I knew about this film. So I'm going to go and check that one out soon. Really cheap. Then we got some Beauty and the Beast awesomeness. But Beauty and the Beast, the classic film, the classic animated movie. Grew up with this film, of course. I still love it today. So that is a must for me in my collection, at least. The Christmas sequel, The Enchanted Christmas. Again, grew up with this. I remember buying the VHS tape, or my mom getting it for me. And yeah, I remember really enjoying it. Watched it a few years ago, and it still is nice. Like, it's a good, fun Christmas movie. So, if you like Beauty and the Beast, and if you can, you know, find that somewhere, pick it up. And then the live-action movie, which just turned 3 years old. Yeah, love this movie again. I really, overall, love the live-action, you know, Disney movies. Do I think they're doing too many now? Yes, I think they need to just take their time and, you know, really kind of develop these movies, because Lion King, while it was good, is definitely my least favorite of the bunch. I think they just need to kind of soak everything in, take their time with these live action movies, and not try to, you know, put out 3 of them a year or 2 of them a year or so. But yeah, Beauty and the Beast, love that. Beetlejuice, one of my favorite movies. That was a must for me to own on Blu-ray, and if it ever gets a 4K, I'm picking up the 4K, because that's one of my favorites. A movie that was released in Canada and I think other countries, but the US for some reason has yet to see this movie on Blu-ray. I remember when it was supposed to come out in theaters and we never got it, but that is Before I Wake, a underrated Mike Flanagan movie. So if you can check this out on Netflix, I believe it's on there. Check it out. In my opinion, it's a really good movie from Mike Flanagan. And if you like a lot of his other work, recently, you know, Haunting of Hill House or Dr. Sleep, this is one to go and watch. So, Before I Wake. Behind the Candelabra, great movie there. Just a fun movie that I own in my collection, but that is Big Little Whorehouse in Texas with Dolly Parton and the late Burt Reynolds. I am a sucker for love stories and Nicholas Sparks films. The best of me. Not perfect, but for me, I love the film, so. A great holiday slasher film. More home invasion, I guess, but, you know, better watch out. One of my favorites, and for some reason I love watching it every Thanksgiving, but that is Big. One of my November watches. So, Tom Hanks, classic. And, you know, in today's time, what's going on, if you need good laughs, if you need like a heartwarming movie, go check out Big. Big Eyes, a Tim Burton movie that not a lot of people talk about, kind of out of his element a little bit, but there's a little bit of Tim Burton in there with, you know, kind of the look and, you know, a little bit of a style to it. But Big Eyes, Amy Adams in it, Christopher Waltz, great movie. Another Marvel movie, the first one I think of the bunch in this video, but that is Black Panther. Love Black Panther, loved it in theaters, but I honestly think it gets better with more and more viewings. So good. Big Business, again, you know, we need some laughs right now, so if you've not seen Big Business, this is hilarious, well, at least in my opinion. Really enjoy that movie a lot. Another Disney movie, I haven't went back and watched this in a long time. I need to go and watch it. This is kind of just like a heartwarming movie. Again, if you're wanting some, you know, fun or Disney movies to watch around this time, Big Hero 6 was a great one. The Birdcage, hilarious. Love that movie. Then we got two of my favorite films. You got a classic, and you got what's, in my opinion, going to be a classic, if not a cult classic, but you got its first movie, Blade Runner, on 4K. Yet to watch the 4K. This will probably be a movie I'll go back and revisit soon. And then I'm going to revisit its sequel because I loved it in theaters. I've yet to see it again since theaters, but Blade Runner 2049. Almost forgot it. But yeah, love them both. So good. Check them out if you haven't. Blue Valentine. This is depressing as all be, but it is a great movie, and the two leads are amazing. Going on, got one of my favorite horror movies. I know this one kind of gets hate nowadays, but when this movie came out, I mean, it was talked about quite a bit. I mean, the pop culture phenomenon of this movie was crazy. But that is Blair Witch Project. I watch it every October, and I tend to put it on like a couple times a year. Blockers, one of my favorite recent comedies, and I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of modern comedies. I think a lot of them are just kind of the same. In my opinion, this one was hilarious, though. I love Blockers. Great cast, good times. Every time I watch it, I still laugh every time. So, Blockers, so funny. Bohemian Rhapsody, rewatched this one a couple months ago, and I still love the film. It's so good. Yes, it has some flaws, of course, you know, with some of the changes that they made within the story of Freddie Mercury's life and Queen, but overall, love it, and the live action or the Live Aid concert that they reenacted was so good. So, Bohemian Rhapsody, if you've not watched it, go check that one out. One that I just added to my collection, and one that I really enjoyed. And I'm not big on too many politics. I try not to get involved with that. But I really enjoyed this movie, and I wanted to see it just because I love the cast, and wound up loving the movie just in general. And that is Bombshell. Great cast, great movie. Hard to watch sometimes. It's very sad. Like, you know, just, you know, I didn't know too much of the story until I saw the film, and yeah, there's some moments that will just make you want to cry. But overall, great movie, and amazing cast. Bonnie and Clyde. I've yet to see this movie, but my buddy got this for me, so I need to check that one out. Classic film from what a lot of people say. I love 80s B-movie horror movies, and this is one of my favorites. The Boogans. Just a really good film overall. Like, you know, some people might consider this like straight up B-movie. It is, in some ways, a B-movie, but it's one of the better ones, and the 80s had so many good movies. Great creature feature movie, and I love the fact that it takes place in like a snowy setting. So this is one of those movies I like to go and watch during the wintertime. A movie that has a sequel. I've yet to see it. I will eventually watch it. Did it need a sequel? No, but I love the first movie, The Boy. So good. So good. Criterion of Boyhood. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. In fact, I have not watched this Blu-ray. However, I've seen the movie a couple times, and I still love the film. Even watching it a second time years ago. Need to go back and revisit it, but yeah, amazing film. And of course, everybody knows that this movie took like 12 years to make, pretty much. They shot it, I think, every summer. And just amazing. So good. If you've not watched it, go and check it out. I'm going to revisit that one soon. The steelbook that Best Buy had for Halloween, and one of my favorite films, Black Swan. Great movie. Blue Jasmine. Cate Blanchett, big fan of hers. Really good film. Blowout with John Travolta, Nancy Allen, and John Lithgow's in this movie. Love Blowout. So good. Again, another really good movie. One of my favorite films. Absolutely love it. The Boys in the Band, William Friedkin, Before the Exorcist. Really good film. Talk about B-movie, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. The Boogeyman. I love 80s horror movies. Now we got the other Jason Bourne or Bourne movies in the franchise. This one did not have Matt Damon in it, but that is The Bourne Legacy. Upon, each viewing, I like it. I don't, love the film, but I saw it in theaters. I enjoyed it in theaters. And, for a standalone movie in the Bourne franchise, it's good. Not, the best. Could have been better, but I like Jeremy Renner, and I thought he did a good job. Jason Bourne, I loved it. I know this one got mixed reviews, but I love Jason Bourne. Definitely the weakest of the Matt Damon Bourne movies, but still really good. Talk about kind of a B movie maybe, but I got it at work for like $1.99. The Boy Next Door. So, Jennifer Lopez, one of those femme fatale kind of twist or turn where she's not the, kind of stalker. It's the guy in the movie. But I love like femme fatale movies overall, and this one's like just a fun thriller. So, The Boy Next Door. Brave. Breakfast at Tiffany's, one of my favorite movies. A really good film. I watch it every February. The Criterion edition of The Breakfast Club. This is the last time I buy this movie. Yeah, the last time. I was thinking if they had a 4K, maybe. But the Criterion edition, the best way to go. If you are a fan of this movie, if you love the film, if you want to get the Criterion edition, maybe wait until the Criterion sale because they are pretty pricey. But the picture quality is the best this movie has ever looked. Really enjoy that and love the film. So if you're a fan of it, it is worth getting. Then we got the Bridget Jones movies. Again, movies I love watching. They're fun. The first movie obviously is the best, Bridget Jones' Diary. Bridget Jones' Edge of Reason, which is just a fun sequel. And in my opinion, the best sequel is Bridget Jones' Baby. Really good movie. Wish it would have done better at the box office. Bridesmaids, one of my favorite modern comedies from the last decade. Can't believe this movie came out almost 10 years ago. That's crazy to think that, but Bridesmaids still holds up really well. Hilarious and perfect cast. Brightburn, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Actually, surprisingly, really good. But yeah, Brightburn, if you've not seen it, check it out. I got this pretty cheap when it came out. I think the 4K was like $17, so that's not bad. One of my favorite films of all time. Just a really good story and perfect cast. That is Brokeback Mountain. Love the leads. Heath Ledger, Jake Gyllenhaal, the whole cast. Michelle Williams, Anne Hathaway. Amazing cast. One of my favorite films from the 2000s, and I think this actually came out in 2000, Bring It On. The only one I love of the franchise, of course, but I love Bring It On. So good. So good, so funny. Watched it a few years ago and it still holds up well. The Brood, David Cronenberg, Criterion Edition. I love The Brood. And again, if you're a fan of this film, it's definitely worth picking up on Blu-ray. Still holds up really well. Very scary, very creepy, very eerie. Love The Brood. Brooklyn, so good. If you like just really good, like, different love stories, like, this is not your typical love story. It is a love story, but just overall, in general, fantastic film. Check it out if you've not seen it. I was surprised how much I enjoyed this movie. So, Brooklyn. Didn't really know too much about it when it first came out. I know Saoirse Ronan got nominated for the movie, and I think it got some other nominations. It took me maybe about 4 years to watch the film. I got it for like $4.95 at Best Buy, and I loved it. So good, so good. Have yet to watch this, just got this recently from a buddy of mine, but that is Brawl on the Cell Block 99. I've heard nothing but really good things about it. Walmart, at least the one I have, is, releasing pretty cheap 4Ks, and this was like $7.98, so very cool. So check out your Walmart. I mean, if you want to go out with everything going on, you might or might not want to go out. Kind of just depends on how you feel about kind of going out to some of these stores. But if you do go to Walmart and your Walmart has a really awesome 4K collection, you get some good ones for a really good price. Burlesque, one of my favorites. You can call it a guilty pleasure. I don't, but I love Burlesque. Burnt Offerings, one of the best 70s horror movies to come out. I love this film. If you've not seen it, it has Karen Black, Oliver Reed, Betty Davis is in the movie, which is really cool, and a lot of other familiar faces. But Burnt Offerings is a very eerie, very suspenseful horror movie, and again, one of my favorites from the 70s. So if you've not checked it out, definitely do so. This could be one of those movies when this year upon October, when you're wanting to find some good horror movies that you haven't seen yet, pick up Burnt Offerings. Really good movie. And the last horror movie in this video, and the last movie, is another one of my recent favorites. I saw it a few years ago for the first time. But that is Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker from Code Red. This went out of print. I missed out on getting it. Then, for some reason, their website or some website was having this for like $11.99 brand new around the holidays, around December. So I picked up a copy, brand new for $11.99. Couldn't beat it, so for me, this was a must to get. But anyway, guys, that is going to be part 2 of my Blu-ray / 4K collection. All the B titles. I'm going to do the next one soon. I have C and I'm going to do D for you. And look out for many other videos to come. I'm thinking about doing, recommendations or film recommendations for if you're stuck in the house like me and you're having to, pick out some movies, or if you want to order movies, movies to check out, movies that you can marathon, maybe even franchises. So look out for probably that to come in the future, and many more videos to come. I have a lot of videos I want to do, so stay tuned, guys, and stay with me. I'm going to be making more videos coming up. So, as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock, guys. In with a positive, out with a negative. Go eat some Skittles, and everybody stay safe, stay safe, stay healthy, and be happy. So, anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. So, bye.